from Mystery Lake. And then the win condition could be who gets there in the least amount of game time. So obviously, if we rest a lot, that's going to add to our game clock from Mystery Lake. And then without resting, the win condition could be who gets there in the least amount of game. So there's a little bit of strategy there. It's probably as sort of competitive as we can get in 1 hour. It was just a kind of an easy win condition. So I don't know how you feel about that, Bugs.
What? Just to get to the different other side of the world? As far as
have you been to Desolation Point? Have you been to like the whaling station and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So if we start in Mystery Lake and we try to get there, we try to get to Desolation Point, which is the furthest part of the world away from Mystery Lake.
Okay.
And then we just try to see at the end who got there in the shortest amount of game time. Not real time, but game time. So if I rest for 24 hours in a row, obviously that's going to affect my count at the end, right?
Right.
Okay, so we'll say it's a race to... What did you say the name of the location was?
It's Desolation Point.
Desolation Point.
Oh, we could actually make it a specific location, so we could say the first to the... Have you ever found the Riken, Bugs, the ship?
No.
Have you found the lighthouse?
Yeah, I found the lighthouse.
Okay, so we could say the first to the lighthouse.
Okay. Is that the only lighthouse in the game? Can I say race to the lighthouse?
It is the only lighthouse in the game.
Okay.
Yeah. Should we have more than one?
I don't know. I like lighthouses.
Yeah, that's where my base is set up in my other games.
So far, it's the first one or the only one in the game.
Oh, okay. I need to adjust where your names are positioned. Cool. So you guys are all ready to start?
All right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let me make sure this is going correctly at Beat the Dev.
And it's going to be Stalker, right, Bugs?
Yeah, we can do that.
So you guys are playing on like super hard mode, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, for the first 48 hours or the first 24 hours, I should say, of game time, there's no hostile wildlife, so it'll be.
Oh, so it's not very exciting. Okay. All right.
Well, it's less exciting, yeah. So.
Okay. All right. So if you're ready, I'll give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Good luck, Bugs.
Yeah, good luck. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, this is terrific. Okay.
This is where we start.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think spawning is going to be a big thing about where we're going to end up.
I don't know. It's always inauspicious when you start a game with a quote from The Stand.
From Stephen King?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look, it's winter.
Yeah. My mind was blown when I learned that Stephen King used the same villain in a lot of his different books. Like I had read Eyes of the Dragon, and it's like the flag is the enemy in that, and apparently he's like time traveler, and he's like the enemy in a lot of his books and stuff. Anyway, Stephen King, kind of a multiverse mastermind.
He is.
Yeah.
Wow, I spawned in a very strange place.
I could use this.
Not sure if I really know how to get out of here.
I ended up on the far side of Mystery Lake myself, so we're off to a good start.
Yeah.
Great.
Weather's not looking great.
Hello, fellow wanderers, says Hinterland Patrick. Oh, great. You got a lot of your folks in the chat. That's great.
Yeah. They're all trying to watch me lose to Bugs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't play on this difficulty, so...
Yeah.
Oh, you don't?
No,
okay.
I play on just medium. So we'll
Great.
see.
Well, if we die a lot, we can go there if you want.
Yeah.
This makes it a little more exciting, I think, for the viewers.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
So, Raphael, can you talk a little bit about your role on the game?
Yeah, I founded Hinterland, and I'm the creative director on the game, and pretty much started the whole thing.
That's wonderful.
And it's been great. Started the project back in mid 2012, and for probably the next 18 months or so, it was just me and a few other people. And now the team's up to about 20.
Wow, congratulations on all your success. It's such a popular game on Steam and YouTube and Twitch and everywhere, it seems like. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I mean, it's all about community and about people like Bugs who, support the game with all their own content and they'll share, get the word out there about the game and build their own communities around the game. And
wow.
it's just been it's been super interesting for us because we're all, most of my team are like myself from the traditional kind of AAA industry. So this is the first game we've worked on where we've been able to have such a close connection with our community.
Oh, that's great. So I was actually going to ask what you did before founding Hinterland. So it was AAA that you came from?
Yeah, I worked at Ubisoft Montreal and at Relic Entertainment in Vancouver, and a couple startups in between.
Oh, no way. At
Yeah.
Ubisoft, did you happen to know Jonathan Dankoff or Antoine de Fourier? Any of those guys?
I don't know those guys, but
Okay.
I mean, frankly, the studio has like 2,000 people in it.
Right.
So,
Okay. Just checking. I used to live in Montreal, so those are my buds.
Those are your buds?
Yeah, Dean Evans. He was a British guy who did the cinematics for the trailers and stuff. Yeah.
I didn't work with Dean, but he worked on Far Cry. So I worked on Far Cry 3 in the pre-production prototype phase, and then he, I believe, did Blood Dragon after I'd already left. So we might have been contemporaries, but I don't think we actually. I never worked with him. I don't think I actually ever met him.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah.
So many wolves.
Cheering for Mother Nature.
Unbelievable.
There are a lot of wolves in this mode.
Man.
And it's going to be brutal. It's cold.
So, Big Boss SNK asked, what happens if one or both of you die? And Wolfgang responds, the wolves win.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
That's who's going to win this.
Yeah,
Wolves
but that's
or
a
the
good
bears?
point. So if you die, will you have to start again from the beginning? Is that how we want to do this? Okay.
Well, we
All
won't
right.
really have a choice. We'll have to start, because it's permadeath, right? So you can't,
Yeah.
I mean, we could technically load from the last. The game does save when you rest and when you get afflictions, so presumably we could restart, like, hey, when you have a broken leg or something, or a sprained ankle.
Maybe. The way we've been doing it, like in FTL, we had them face off, and we said your score resets when you die because they were playing for high score. So we could just say whoever gets closest to the lighthouse at the end,
Yeah. That sounds,
Okay, cool. So you'll have to start from the beginning if you die.
I feel like neither of us is going to get that close.
I'm trying. I just got to dodge all these wolves. There's a ton.
Oh, can one of my mods change the name of the game on Twitch to being the correct game? Thank you.
The camp office.
Let's see. Woody Daukus says, hey guys, I see familiar names from the forums here in chat too. Bethany Patrick, sup, with the plans for the future. Not too much news in the recent 3 weeks or so. Ooh, everybody's a critic.
Well, that's fair. No, we've been really busy on the next update, and we have lots to share about it. Typically what we do is we stay pretty quiet about our updates until kind of a week or so before they're done, and then we start sort of teasing some details about what might be in them. And this is sort of the same thing. So yeah, we're trying to make sure that our updates feel really substantial. So we've started taking a little bit more time with them, maybe an extra week or two, just to get some more content and features in there. Make sure that we can. I mean, the game is actually quite big now. So, but the bug testing process and just the stabilization of the game is a pretty huge effort on the part of the team. I mean, the world is about 35 square kilometers now. There's a lot of mechanics. There's a lot of new stuff going in. So it just takes quite a while to make sure that every update doesn't break the game for everyone who's already playing it. So we take quite a bit of time doing that. And just as the game has grown, that part of the cycle has taken longer and longer. And so we've been trying to make sure that we don't sacrifice, putting out substantial updates as we go.
Great. Oh, that's a good answer. It's wonderful that you guys are so close with your community, and that you have like a couple people whose full job it is to just be community managers, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, we really see the community as being a huge part of what we're doing, and I think we're fortunate to be able to put resources into community, but we also really don't see it as being an option, right?
Sure,
we really think that it's really so critical to everything that we do, and I think it's a huge part of what we're doing on Steam. We have our own forum. We also have the game's on Xbox One now. It's on Steam OS, so it's it's just a huge interacting with the community is a huge part of what we do.
Sure.
And I think if the community wasn't totally engaged with the game, we wouldn't have had the success that we've had. So we really feel a lot of responsibility for that.
That's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's really nice about, as someone that plays the game, is having the company that makes it be as nice as they are and supportive as they are, and they take suggestions extremely well, and it's hard to get to a lot of developers when you have a little tiny suggestion over something like, hey, I think this should be this way. A lot of developers don't even ever see it or hear it or do anything about it, but Hinterland has always been, they listen to everything and everybody. So
yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting process for us, because we find that our community wants us to be available and responsive, and also but not, they want us to be in charge. They want us to be making the game. They don't want to feel as though the game's being driven by a lot of different opinions from a lot of different people. So it's kind of like a real balancing act for us, in terms of being available and listening to what the community has to say and involving their feedback with our process, but also helping them to understand that, we do have a vision, we do have a roadmap, we are professional developers, and really we're giving them something of quality, and I think, what we've seen a lot in other early access titles is that projects can kind of get waylaid by having too much feedback and having a team that doesn't feel confident about what they're doing.
Sure.
So,
I think that having a vision, that's a good way of putting it. It's like your audience is trusting you to keep the focus of the game while still, adding these things that make it a better experience and not make it meander.
exactly.
Yeah, that's great. Speaking of what a nice guy Raphael is, he has offered to match any donations contributed during the Long Dark. So I believe we started at about 1870. Here we're up to 1893. I think you can chip in a little bit more than that. You can donate under the video. It's the reason we're doing this whole event is for the Sierra Club. We do wonderful things to help preserve the environment. So please, it's for a good cause. If you're enjoying this, if you're enjoying the event, just chip in $5, $10, whatever you can. Thank you. So yeah, that's my little spiel I got to give.
No, that's great. I mean, and it's a huge part of the reason why we're here is because we really believe in the cause.
Yeah. There's a lot's going to happen with climate change in the next couple of decades, and we need to be working now to make sure it doesn't get a whole lot worse. So, not to put a damper on things, but I really believe that we need to act now, and we can mobilize the immense size of the video game community, the reach of game developers and streamers, I believe, to spread the message that we need to switch to green energy. We need clean energy. We need to stop polluting the atmosphere with so much carbon. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. Yep.
Might be in some trouble.
Me too. Love the environment, but don't love wolves in the Long Dark.
No.
No.
I don't think I'd be very fond of wolves if I were trapped in the woods either. So, as much as I, believe in wildlife preservation, doesn't mean wolves aren't scary. Yes. This is great. Yeah, I'm from Canada too. I grew up in a place called Markham, Ontario, by Toronto. So I've told people this, and we actually had a class in school called environmental studies. Like we had math and English and French. We also had environmental studies. So, yep, got this from a pretty young age. Did you have to do that? Did you do French immersion or anything, Raphael?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay,
no.
just because you mentioned Ubisoft, I thought maybe you were bilingual.
I wouldn't say so. Sorry, I'm distracted because too many wolves.
No, it's okay.
Oh no.
I feel like game developer is one of the few jobs in Montreal where you don't need to be bilingual.
Well, I think it helps. I mean, it's an awesome city. It's the studio, Ubisoft, is doing great work over there. It's really exciting place to work, and I think a lot of kind of our team culture and our development process and our sort of how we strive for quality does come from the fact that the team comes from that part of the industry.
That's great.
So.
Yeah.
I think it's a big part of kind of our culture here at Hinterland.
That's great. Yay, planet! People say in the chat. Save the planet or get nibbled by wolves.
Yeah.
We like the planet. Let's save it.
Let's save it. Yeah.
So I'm actually as I'm going. I don't know if people care, but I'm actually just skipping tons of stuff here and just because we're doing this sort of speed run thing. So if people are wondering in the chat why I'm ignoring a lot of stuff that I'm coming across, it's just trying to keep things keep things going.
That's right. People said they enjoyed the dual wolf chase that we had there for a second.
Yeah. I didn't.
Yeah.
We are getting close to. We are getting close to another hat here. If we get to $2,000, I put on a sillier hat than this one. So please donate. We're at 1918. We're so close.
I hope it's a toque.
Not a toque. That's not silly enough for what we're going for here.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
the first thing I had to learn. I was like, what is that? What the heck is this
Yeah,
thing?
Americans don't call it a toque. They call it a beanie, which is
Yeah.
incorrect.
Yeah.
Nobody's
got
perfect.
I got
Yeah.
a lot of people in the comments like, no, not what it is. The toque.
Yep.
And I was like,
It's a
oh, I'm
toque.
sorry.
Yeah, to me, like a beanie is like a hat with a propeller on it. That's what I would call a beanie.
Yeah, that works.
It's most definitely not what it is.
Oh, thanks for being on the stream, the Reverend Puck. He was the guy playing Journey in the last hour. He's saying, thanks for having me. We really appreciate having you. Thank you, Reverend Puck.
Oh, what a great game Journey is. Holy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they played competitively. They saw who could get the most achievements in an hour. That's how we figured out how to make it competitive. So it ended up being 5-3 for the streamer. So so our current score for the whole event, streamers have 5, devs have 4 wins. So
Oh, pressure's on.
pressure's
Yeah.
on. It is on.
Great. I'm not in the best condition either.
I'm actually just reflecting on the irony of trying to speed run a game where you're walking, trudging through the snow in the frigid wasteland, carrying this heavy backpack full of stuff, trying to avoid getting eaten by wolves.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the least speed runnable game I think there is.
Yeah. Definitely.
How you doing, Bugs? Holy.
It just got to the dam, which is good. Had to get inside. I was freezing. Got attacked by a wolf when I was outside, so you know.
All right, so you're taking the dam route?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right, good.
I don't know if I like you saying good. I think that's
Well,
bad
I just
then.
know it's interesting because people will see 2 different paths through the world, which is great.
Okay. I think secretly, you know, it's the longer route.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter distance-wise. At some point, you're going to probably, either of us could get stuck in weather, and then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
I could be 100 feet from the lighthouse and wander around in circles in the middle of a blizzard. So,
Oh, shoot.
all right. Get rest at some point here.
Forgot about the dam. No. Oh god, this is not good. No. Not good. I forgot about the wolf and the dam.
Did you forget about Fluffy?
Yes.
Fluffy didn't forget about you.
Yeah. Not at all. That's 2 wolf attacks.
Did you die?
No. Somehow, but oh no.
Sounds like I have a moment to take a sip of coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, you can take your time. I'm bleeding inside the dam. Oh no.
Don't forget you can harvest bandages from cloth if you don't have any
Yeah.
bandages.
Right now I'm worried about infection. The biggest thing.
Right now I'm trying to remember if we put wolves in this part of the world.
Oh man.
So you're coming up on some big milestone, eh? In your Bugs in your videos of the Long Dark. Aren't you coming up on some big number?
I think 60 episodes will be, the Monday one will be the 60th episode.
60 episodes.
Yeah.
How many hours? So how many hours have you played? Probably hundreds.
I think so. I do a lot off camera too. There's a lot of kind of inventory management and organizing and stuff like that I do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the OCD stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I OCD out, and that definitely adds the timer. But yeah, I probably played a couple days of this game.
So you probably really loved it when we put in the item placement, so you could just sit there and try and figure out how to organize all your gear on shelves. And
yeah, I did like it because my OCD liked it, but I also hated it because then I spent an extra 2 hours just setting everything up on a shelf and trying to be OCD about it, and I was like, this is.
Did you organize a shelf in this game? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I put cans of food on a shelf.
That's awesome.
Oh, when people get into these really elaborate setups with their gear and they pick a safe house, and then they just play house. They just
Wow.
gather all their things and set it all. Have their shelves full of canned goods and clothes and
Well, that's so interesting
lay
that
out all their
there's
Yeah.
different ways to play. Oh man, everybody in the chat's saying Fluffy, go Fluffy, go.
No. No. Gonna kill me.
So you've been playing the game for a long time, eh, Bugs?
Yeah,
When did you start? Do you remember?
I backed just very shortly. I missed the Kickstarter
Mhm.
by like 2 days, and then I backed enough to get pre-alpha. So as soon as you guys sent out pre-alpha, I was playing it since then. So I've been playing it for a long time now.
Basically, since it's been available publicly.
Yeah.
So what would you say the biggest change has been to the game since you've been playing it?
Well, the new modes, where the new areas have been a huge change. Oh no, the wolf again. The new areas have been the biggest change, but I think one of the more notable changes was when you guys switched. It's kind of a small thing, but when you guys switched whatever engine you guys are using.
Oh, we went from Unity 4 to Unity 5.
Yeah, the performance just shot up, and it made the game just so much. It just looked better. It ran better. It was smoother. It made it a lot more enjoyable just to kind of be out in the world.
Yeah, for us too. There was a problem with Unity 4 where it didn't optimize for physics very well. So with Unity 5, it was able to spread all the physics cost across multiple CPU cores. So suddenly the world was a lot more optimized, and it just also meant we could put a lot more stuff in the world, which is always what I love to do. It drives the programmers crazy, but I just like put more stuff in there. Let's make the world bigger and put more detail and more stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That was a big change. But then also, I think you guys added like foraging was one of the most recent updates.
Forging, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into that yet. And then just crafting abilities and stuff like that, and placing things on shelves. I mean, there's been so many massive updates, adding the bow and arrow and all that sort of stuff. I mean, there's been a lot of things that have been pretty major to the game if you've been playing it for a long time.
It's evolved a lot.
Yeah,
sure.
It definitely has. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to make it.
We're pretty close to a new hat, guys. I'm at 1933. We just need to get
Let's
to
go.
we need to get to 2000, and then you can see this crazy hat that's next. That's goofy and hard to keep on my head, but I will do my best for you guys.
Now I'm intrigued about what this hat is.
Yep, it's unbalanced.
We also have people from my team in the chat. If you guys haven't seen it already, giving out some keys, some game keys. So, oh shoot, what did I do? So keep an eye open for those.
Yep, they're going fast. Oh, she's giving out Xbox keys too. That's great.
Yeah, both. Well, that was a waste.
People
I
in
mean,
chat.
sorry, the key was noise. I started to lighting a fire, and then I realized I didn't have any. I don't have time to get it. So, see you later.
Yep. In the chat, Willitis says, "Well, from my experience, you can speedrun it, but it's usually very unhealthy. So you guys are probably pushing your survival to the very limit here."
Yeah, I'm gonna be in trouble soon. I need to get warmed up, but I'm just trying to get through this.
How many Canadians are in the chat right now? Because people are talking about the spelling of Took and the pronunciation of Took, and I'm like, we have a lot of Canadian presence on the stream today because our last streamer, Reverend Puck, was Canadian, and Kelly Santiago, actually her husband is Canadian, so we're all like everywhere. I'm Canadian, it's all like...
We're all over the place.
We care a lot about the environment, I think.
And make a lot of games.
We make a lot of games, it's true. Thank God for those good tax policies for us up there, eh?
That's part of it, yeah. I mean, I think it's just part of the creative culture we have here in Canada.
Yeah, supporting the arts and all that. How do you feel about Netflix getting around the Canadian content laws?
I don't think I'm very informed about it. I don't even know about it at all.
Oh, okay. It was just a kind of a interesting sort of debate that popped up. So in Canada, there's laws about a certain percentage of broadcast needs to be from Canada, because I think we don't want American shows dominating our airwaves because we're worried about losing our own culture. Like that's kind of being buried because we were so much smaller than the States, population-wise and everything. So, anywho, the government does provide money for creative people to make things like films and music and things like that. And radio has to play a certain percentage of Canadian songs. I think it's 50%, and it was the same with TV. And Netflix is a notable exemption to that people quietly approved of. And so it's just kind of an interesting development because it's been the case in Canada for so long. Anyway, our little...
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of those rules are kind of becoming irrelevant, just the way that people consume content and where they get it, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
from the internet. I know. The internet is everywhere.
But I mean, I also think Canadian content can stand on its own, irrespective of those kinds of... Yeah, I mean, I can understand why in the past it might have been necessary, but there's lots of examples of great Canadian content out there.
For sure.
That can stand on its own.
For sure. Yeah. Here's Fluffy. Man, how come they keep talking about Fluffy? Is there an inside joke there?
Fluffy's the name of the wolf that sometimes lives in the dam.
Okay.
And so it's actually interesting, we threw Fluffy in the dam as a surprise for our Kickstarter backers before we brought the game to early access on Steam. So one of our earliest betas. And it was sort of part of an experiment to balance the richness of resources and loot available in the dam. And then because people would find their way there and then they could hunker down for quite a while and they didn't really have to leave and there was no threat. So just on a whim, I threw Fluffy in there one time to fool around and sort of almost like trolling the Kickstarter backers. And
I see.
The response was so overwhelmingly both shocked and people are frustrated by her, but they also can't stop talking about her. So
that's amazing.
It's become part of the mythology of the Long Dark, so we can't get rid of her now.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
People are saying here's Fluffy, like it's Jack Nicholson coming through the door with a knife. I guess that'd be pretty scary.
That's pretty much what it was. I remember I used to do the same thing. Go to the dam because it has the best stuff, and then one day there's a wolf in there, and you're just out of nowhere. Ever since then, I'm terrified.
Now you can't trust him anymore.
No, every place I go into, I'm like, there's probably a wolf in here somewhere.
Well, we like to keep you guessing.
Yeah, that's really cool. We were talking during our little dress rehearsal the other day about some people call this a horror game. How do you feel about that label?
I always find it interesting because certainly that's never been the intention, to make the game sort of feel like a horror experience. I think what I've always found about when people talk about it as a horror game, what it seems like they're saying is they feel this really strong sense of sort of disquiet as they're wandering through this empty world, and they feel really vulnerable and alone. And I think that reads as horror for some people. I mean, it's not just about having wolves coming after you, it's just the general feeling of isolation that I think people can feel sometimes. So I think it's really just that sense of vulnerability. And I think that's one of the things that the Long Dark's always done very, very well, has been, in a world of games that are mostly about power fantasies, we're a vulnerability fantasy. So we throw you into this hostile world, this beautiful but hostile environment that's completely neutral to your existence. Like Mother Nature doesn't care if you live or die, you're just there.
Right.
And really, I mean, one of my favorite quotes from the community going back a while is someone once said, most of the time the thing that kills you in the Long Dark is yourself. And it's true. It's mostly like people get greedy or they make just one bad decision and they don't understand until 2 hours later that bad decision they made is now, resulting in their death. Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I've
that is
definitely
scary.
learned it's one wrong mistake could just end everything.
Sure. And that fits, with actual survival situations, which is a scary thing. Yeah. Maybe the reason it's so scary is because it is so real. It feels so real. That's excellent.
Yeah. And it's not something that can be solved with a gun, right?
No.
It's something that needs to be, you need to think and you need to plan ahead, and then there's a certain amount of luck, but even, apart from luck, a lot of what determines your success is just making good choices. Yeah.
And the kind of thinking you do in emergency situations, like you need to keep a cool head and like really, like, that's very interesting that's the experience kind of being stimulated by your game, is this sort of like harrowing, edge of death, sort of like how do you plan and how do you make your decisions. I don't think a lot of survival games even, I don't know, just the way you freeze when you're outside of this game and stuff. It just adds this ticking clock, to your whole life and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, the game's about resource management in the end, and decision making, and the action of a moment like interacting with a wolf. That's really always been meant to stand as like in stark contrast to the rest of the game. So the rest of the game is very sort of slow paced and thoughtful.
Yeah.
And but encountering a wolf completely breaks that cycle,
Right.
and it makes you feel really, really uncomfortable, which has always been the goal.
Right. Bay Area, did you die?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
2 wolf attacks, too cold, not enough supplies, and just had nowhere to sit. Only could start a fire for 10 minutes and just died.
Wow. Got our
I think
first
you're going to be joining you pretty soon.
first bloods.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Wow.
I tried.
13 condition. Jeez.
Yeah, it goes down so quick. Luckily, I spawned right at the front of the dam. Get right back into the ravine.
Wow.
So I need to get a fire going.
Yeah, I saw somebody else donated. We're at 1943 now. That's $57 away from the new hat, guys. I think, $5, $10, whatever you got. Donate underneath the video, and we'll see the hat.
I want to be around to see this hat.
Yeah, we
interested.
need to get there before the end of the stream, so that Bay Area bugs can see it.
Yeah.
We're in Mountain View right now. We're in the Hacker Dojo.
Hmm.
We're in the beautiful Bay Area.
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to the Hacker Dojo. If anybody here is in California or from the Bay Area, they wanted us to give them a shout out on the stream. So yes, they've been super accommodating. We wanted to have good internet for this and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they certainly during the weekend we do have good internet. Yesterday was a little scary sometimes. Our stream went down during N++, but we got it back. Everybody rallied. We're like, how do we fix this? Turns out that restreaming 2 streams plus running a webcam is actually eats up a lot of internet. So
Yeah, that's for sure.
live and learn. Yep. Is it just me or is the chat being awfully quiet? Oh, I hadn't scrolled down. Sorry, guys. I'm not ignoring you. Bugs is making me so anxious. Oh no. Oh no. Rip Bugs.
They were all watching me motion blur
Yep.
close to death.
Ruined, and then you got the ripping pepperonis. I don't know if you're on. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I got a couple questions here coming from the community that have come directly to me. If you don't mind, I'll just answer them.
Please.
Are we deleting sandbox saves when story mode is released? No, we're not. That's not part of the plan. Did the Long Dark ever include a map? We've actually tested maps internally in a few different ways. We've always found that they felt like they took more away from the game than they actually added to it. So much of the sort of the experience of the game is learning the lay of the land, and the only way to do that is really to invest time in the game and learning where the landmarks are and whatnot. And so it seemed like having a map really contradicted that. So there will be a map in story mode, but for sandbox it'll always be, well, unless something dramatic changes, it'll probably never have a map, or not a traditional one anyway. And then there's another question: how did we come up with the name Hinterland? Just wanted to have a name that reflected kind of the qualities of being on the fringe, I guess, of the industry. We're also, the studio is based on Vancouver Island, in northern Vancouver Island, so we're kind of far from everyone else. So just felt like that whole the sort of theme of being on our own, isolated, dependent on our own, on ourselves. Those are all kind of qualities that are important to the studio, and just felt like, sorry, wolf attack. Shit, I'm done. That's what happens when you get distracted and you start talking to me. All right, Bugs, back to it.
Yeah, I'm already at the ravine again, so.
Damn it.
Luckily, I spawned right in front of the dam, so I was able to just get right back in the ravine and head out.
I was in Coastal. Oh,
you already made it to Coastal?
I was halfway there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I should be getting there soon.
Yeah, we've got people talking about. Andalo says, in my experience so far, the easiest setting is actually the most disturbing. Caves are empty and the dam is empty. Expecting danger around every corner and not finding it can be terrifying in a game. That's a good point. Kind of building of anticipation. It's like the horror movie sort of thing, that just the whole time is trying to make you uncomfortable, and then
Yeah.
you're just waiting for the bad thing to happen. You know it's coming. Oh, snap, hat hype incoming. Yeah, don't forget that Raphael and Hinterland have offered to match whatever is donated during the stream. So really, whatever you give will be doubled. So, keep that in mind. If you were holding off on donating, now's a good time to do it because your dollar turns into $2. And those are American dollars, not Canadian. So that's,
My team's taunting me over here.
Yeah. They said Bugs went to the big lighthouse in the sky. Sorry, Bugs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I missed the chat when Bugs died. There's a lot of Bugs. I salute you. Lots of people. Good spawn though. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Lucky spawn.
Can you ask Bugs about his speedrunning strats? Says I love bed. That's a good name.
Yeah, I pretty much just tried to run as far as I could right before I died, just to get the distance closest
Yeah.
to the lighthouse.
Yeah.
So we have a question here about Unity, the engine that we're using. Well, yeah, we've found Unity to be great, just in terms of how modular and flexible it is. I think we're probably trying to do some things with it that are not common, just in terms of creating quite a large open world. But it's so far been, I think, a key to a lot of our success, just because it's really set up for quick iteration. So we're able to get up and running really quickly. We can test new gameplay ideas. And we've been working with it for almost 2 years now, so we're pretty comfortable with it. And Unity's been a good partner for us.
That's great. We love Unity. I use it for my games, and when I teach, we've switched game programs over to Unity from things like Torque. Don't get me started about Torque.
That's old school.
Yeah. Oh wow, this train bridge you're on is really beautiful, Bugs.
Yeah, I always enjoy the scenery around here.
Yeah.
The sea so far, it's just, it's amazing.
Did you make through? Is it nighttime for you?
No.
No, it's day.
Oh, nice.
And,
You missed me going through at night.
yeah, but then it gets really sketchy.
Yep. In the chat, Pundui says, I bought this game a second time by accident, and I'm not even mad. Smiley face. Oh.
Thanks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, I remember Torque not terribly fondly. Yeah, that's Violent Sheep said that. Yeah, let's... we shall not talk about Torque. Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember you going over this, going over the bridge with the two rails that are very narrow.
Mm-hmm.
I assume there's fall damage in this game. Fall death.
If you fall off there, you die.
Oh, wow. Ugh.
I remember once I was testing when Coastal Highway just came out. I was testing to see how far you could just walk off into the frozen ocean there. And I found out that you just die when you go out too far.
Yeah, we put some ice that breaks. if you
Yeah,
go too far.
I broke
Yep.
the
You
ice
actually
and
don't
just
die.
died.
You get you should have died. You get respawned with hypothermia, which is almost like being dead, but you can actually recover from it if you can get a fire started quickly enough.
Yep.
Just makes all your clothes wet, and you have hypothermia immediately, so you need to start a fire and dry off.
I think that might have been early because I didn't have any of that. It was just dead. You're done.
Oh, maybe we you're done. Maybe we implemented that hypothermia after.
Yeah, I think so. After that, I didn't test it again. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah. We've got two questions for you in the chat, Raphael. One is from Woody Daukas. He says, okay, time for the question. Do you think the story mode 2015 is doable? Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah, it does. My standard answer is we'll be saying more about story mode by the end of the year.
Cool. Sounds
Oh,
good.
yeah.
And then Angelos wants to know, any plans to sell those Hinterland hatchets?
Oh, yeah.
I would say there's a pretty good chance of that.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
we have a merch store that we're working on with a bunch of really cool stuff. So we're just trying to get that. We've got a lot of the suppliers and relationships in place, and we're just trying to make sure it all feels.
Ooh, I would buy one.
Yeah, I need
Yeah,
to
we've got
save up
lots
some
of cool
money.
stuff.
Yeah.
Make a big purchase.
Yeah, question, how is the streamer chosen for the competition? Raphael found him from the community, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're really lucky. We have a lot of great streamers in our community, and we just wanted to pick someone. We wanted to pick Bugs because he'd been streaming for so long. I mean, like, if you missed out on the earlier discussion about it, he's been streaming the game since since it was in beta, basically, or
Cool.
since before we came to early access. So as a backer, he got one of the early versions and has been playing it for a really long time. And he's coming up on his 60th episode on YouTube episode, and
Wow.
just been a really big supporter. So, and we've got lots of big supporters, and we're really fortunate with. But we just really wanted to go with Bugs just because he's been such a big part of our community from the very beginning.
That's wonderful.
Plus, I thought I could beat him.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. I didn't.
Maybe.
No.
You can still die. It's 10:43, so we've got let's see, like 17 minutes left. So a lot can happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't think. I don't know.
I made it. I'm inside Coastal Highway.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah, so I just gotta pretty much get on the road and just run as far as I can.
Will the merch store be ready before the holidays? Says, let's just do this, man. That's a good name.
That's what we're shooting for. What we'll do is if we think there's any items that are at risk of not making it out to people by the holidays, then we'll label those clearly. Some things will be easier to get out than others.
Great.
So we hope to have more to share on that kind of in the next couple weeks.
Great.
I hope you guys have those the Hinterland mugs.
These?
You should make him one that says Bay Area mugs.
Yeah, because my buddy, my good friend in real life, for my birthday, he realized how much I liked The Long Dark, and every time he watches my videos, and every time I played The Long Dark, and I would drink a cup of coffee, it would be in the little Hinterlands mug, and I thought every time I saw it, I was like, man, I really want to get one of those.
Yep.
So he found some print shop and
Oh.
had it printed out for me. So I have one, but it's just not. It's not an
Licensed.
official one. It's
Yeah.
just. It's just.
I actually saw that mug. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
you
I put it on Twitter, and
Awesome. Yeah.
and then I was told that I guess I don't need the official ones now. I was like, no, I could use that.
Yep. Nice.
If any of your viewers want to send you an unofficial mug, that's totally cool with you, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Kyle's DN says, go Bay Area Boogie. Or maybe he said Boogle. Go Bay Area Boogle. LOL. Does that mean anything to you?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
Maybe Bugle. Do you play Bugle?
No.
Okay.
A lot of people just take Bay Area and they'll just add whatever they want at the end of that.
Andelos says, question I've been wanting to ask for a bit. Moose? Yes, no, maybe? God, no?
Maybe.
Oh, moose.
God, maybe?
Yeah. Certainly, we have plans to add more wildlife. The key for us is to make sure that everything we add offers something interesting, to gameplay. So not just another ambient kind of creature or wild, animal, but something that can mix up the whole sandbox a little bit and add some new depth to the experience. So it has to be something that, can offer something that the current wildlife doesn't.
That's great. You guys, we're only like $39 away from a new hat here, and Raphael's going to match whatever you donate. So donate now. It's really like giving $2 instead of $1. So yeah, we're so close here. I'm just like watching it tick down. Steve's ready with his like air horn sound effect for the new hat. So like, I'm like keep looking over. Like, I'm afraid it's going to tick over when I'm not paying attention. It's just going to be,
As long as it's not a real air horn, I think.
Not a real air horn. No,
Okay,
it's just
yeah.
he's got a button app on his phone, but it does look like a
okay.
big red button that he holds up. Tonks01 says, thanks for your insight on maps. Are you able to use things like the sun and stars to orient yourself? If you can, do you think this could open up gameplay opportunities?
You can't currently, although you may have noticed we recently, I think it's in the last update, if not in the last one, it's in the one that's coming out, we remapped the star field to a sphere. So before it was more flat, now it's on a sphere, so you can actually see the stars sort of in a more of a 3D sense. The next step with stars is to make the star field navigable with recognizable constellations. So that's
cool.
something that's on our list because we don't have a compass or anything right now. So really, the navigation in the world is purely about landmarks. So knowing where the roads go, knowing where the tracks are, the various structures and natural landmarks and things like that. So it would be nice at nighttime to have something else to navigate by.
That's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's something it's on our list. I don't know when we'll get to it, but it's
Gotcha.
definitely doable.
Wow.
Kyle's DN says, Bugs, a long time ago, Jeff called you that on GTA 5 on Xbox 360, LOL.
Oh, okay.
Don't you remember?
Don't you remember?
No.
Starcat says, I would love Moose in this. They really bring the, is it a friend or, oh God, there go my organs feelings. So there you go. Pundy Wee says, my jaw dropped the first time I sat in an ice fishing hut, the stove glowing red in the middle of the night with a snowstorm outside. Just amazing atmosphere and immersion. Oh, that's great.
Awesome.
Moose would be amazing / terrifying in this, says Andalos. I'd rather face a pack of wolves or a family of bears than one moose.
Yeah, wolves are definitely, or moose are very terrifying. There's no doubt.
Yeah, we were talking about that during our rehearsal. I said, everybody laughs when I say this, but growing up in Canada, we had to watch like a safety video about the winter, and one of the things is like, here's what to do if you see a moose at the bus stop. Like this is a survival situation, you know? And so we were taught to be very, very afraid of them. They're enormous, like if you haven't seen one before. Even the babies are like 6.5 feet tall. So, yeah, scary big animals.
Yeah, I recently, in one of my most recent episodes, finally ran into a bear.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I won't be doing that again. I'll avoid those. That was not good.
Wow.
Didn't enjoy that?
No, I thought I could kill it, and I didn't at all.
Didn't, huh?
No.
You can, but
Yeah, it's possible,
not easy.
but I just it started to run away from me, and at that point the adrenaline was pumping, and I was excited, so I chased it, and then it turned around and came back, and I was like, oh, that's not good. And then it disarmed my gun, took all my bullets. It wasn't very nice.
Whiteberry Greenhill says, love this game, fantastic atmosphere and realism. That's wonderful. Team B says, Hinterland, do you have any other projects in progress too?
We're just really focused on getting this one done. We have lots of things that we would like to do. We do have ideas, but we're definitely focused on getting story mode out. And the whole plan with story mode is that it's episodic, like a TV series. So the plan is to launch and then continue releasing additional episodes, kind of like what the Walking Dead game does, or has done. So this is, for us, it's a long-term commitment, provided the fans are happy with what we've done. And yeah, we hope to also build some new things.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the storyline. Very excited to see what it has.
I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited.
Great. People are saying yay bears in the chat, and somebody asked, did you barely survive?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good perfect way to describe it.
So are the bears quite rare?
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
Oh, that's very scary then. That would mess up your day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see them from quite a ways away if you're kind of paying attention.
Yeah.
But they're quite intimidating.
Yeah, I was trying to go past a bridge, and the bear just kept going back and forth in front of it, like I was patrolling it. And I thought, well, that's not. He's just gonna sit there, and then he started to walk away, and it just all went bad. Tried to attack it, and
Sure, I'm gonna make it.
it's just
Yeah, Starcat says bears are pretty much made of Kevlar.
oh. Yes.
Well, every animal in the game, if you hit them with a bow or with a rifle, it sort of where you hit them has a huge impact on how quickly they go down.
Sure.
So, and there's also
Yep.
Oh, what's going on, Bugs?
I just got killed by a wolf.
Oh no, we've got.
I'm back in first place. All right.
We've got 9 minutes left though. Still a lot can happen, I think.
Is it whoever makes
Whoever
it to the farthest at the end?
Yes, at the end.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Great.
Well, I could still die in the next 9 minutes.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Oh man, I was in the coastal township. I was so far.
Ungoliant33 asks, is there still an active witch hunt to eliminate outdoor camping spots that are 100% sheltered from wind?
An active witch hunt?
Yeah, I guess.
Not that I know of.
Somebody sounds salty, that's all.
No, I've got a couple questions here too about David Hayter. Is David Hayter, also known as Solid Snake from Metal Gear, attached to the project? Yes, he is. It's one of our voice casts. So we have Jennifer Hale and Mark Meir, who were both Commander Shepards in Mass Effect, amongst many other roles. And they actually voiced the Sandbox characters as well, the survivors. And then we also have David Hayter and Elias Tofexis in our main cast. So we're pretty fortunate to have support from those 4 super talented actors.
Oh wow! I thought the David Hayter thing might be like a joke, but no, he's actually involved. That's wonderful.
No, it's not a joke. It's totally real. And then there was another question about. I better watch what I'm doing here. I'm walking on this tiny bridge, looking at.
No, you can read the question.
Yeah. Well, how about I just stand here for a second? Fuel tanks on cars. Any plans to let you siphon fuel from them? Yes, we have talked about that, and it's actually totally possible to do it. Just haven't set it up yet. So it's interesting how many little details like that, how small things like that can often imbalance the game. So we kind of have to be careful about how we introduce those elements. And usually, if we add something like that, it sometimes means we have to take it away from somewhere else. So we're pretty careful about that.
For sure.
There's a question that often comes up, which is any plans to implement building structures in any form. We've kind of avoided it so far because we don't. Like, the Long Dark's not a crafting game. There's crafting in it, but it's really an exploration survival game. So we, not too long ago, introduced the idea that you can break down items in the world for raw materials, so you can break furniture down to get wood that you can use for fuel. I mean, a flip side of that would be letting you use raw materials to make things, and we have actually contemplated, letting people make furniture, for example. Like, they cleared out a cabin and they used up all the resources because they were stuck in a blizzard or something and they needed to break all the furniture. And now they feel sad because their cabin is empty and they want to get a chair again and a table and whatever. So we've actually thought about that. I don't think we'll never have, you can build a fortress palisade in the middle of the forest. I doubt we'll ever let people build cabins and things like that. But we are always thinking about sort of more ways to give our player an opportunity for creative expression. And I think that's one of the things that the item placement feature has done. We were sort of joking about it earlier, but the idea that we let players kind of place their gear wherever they want in the world, and people do come up with these pretty elaborate setups. And I think they feel like that's one way in which they can kind of have agency over what their world is like. And we like that, and we're trying to find more ways to make that possible.
What about the mechanic to sit? I'd love to be able to sit in a chair by a fire.
Yeah, actually, it's a good question. It's something that I've been thinking a lot about. Not just sitting, but more kind of idle things that you can do that aren't rest.
Yeah.
We have spent a lot of time thinking about how to do that, because rest, as you know, it's the only way you can recover condition currently, but so it can lead to some abuses, with hibernation, type gameplay where people just rest and rest and rest forever.
Yeah.
And these really high survival times without really having to risk anything. So one of the solutions that we've talked about is coming up with more.
Almost there, Steve.
More things like, I'd love to be able to give players a deck of cards and they can play solitaire, or other things. We actually had an idea earlier that, and I don't know if we can do this, but the idea that maybe you could find a musical instrument and you could learn how to play it, and you could start really shitty and then you could learn over time. You get better, you could learn songs. I mean, it has nothing really to do with the core mechanics of the game. It's more about just letting you have things to occupy yourself with in the world that feel kind of true to the sense of isolation that you have.
Yeah.
You should have to whittle yourself a flute first. You have to get good at woodworking, and then you can learn it. Yes. We're $3 away from our next hat, guys. $3.
$3.
I know.
Someone,
I want to see this hat.
Yeah, Tonks01 says, thanks for the answers, Raph. Happy to throw a few bucks for the Sierra Club. That's nice.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's Just Do This Man asks, any plans to have the condition of tools change their effectiveness like the clothing system? Give me a reason to repair them before they get to 10% or something.
1 second. I see 3 wolves. I'm sorry. The short answer is I have to jump off the side of this hill over here. Yeah, we're always working on ways to overhaul. Oh, sorry.
Video games. Oh, let's go to camera 2. Let's go to Raph's camera.
Oh, look at that.
They'll see it in about 20 seconds.
I get to eat wolf for breakfast.
Oh gosh. Oh
I was
gosh.
rooting for that wolf.
Oh. Oh, the humanity.
Now I have a wolf.
I'm in trouble though.
Oh.
9% health.
Kill the wolf.
Yeah, wow. Wow. That was
Shoot.
amazing. You guys,
I'm in
get ready.
trouble. How many minutes do we have left here?
Oh, we're at $2,000.
Yeah.
We made it. It's time for new hat time.
Okay.
And we switched to the nature frame. We switched to the nature frame.
Ah.
It's nature.
I think I'm gonna die.
Okay.
Oh, I died. No.
He died? Oh no, there's too much happening.
So did I.
You both died?
We
I
both
died
died.
harvesting socks.
You guys, we have 2 minutes left. How are we going to determine the winner?
All right, start again.
Start again, start
Yeah,
again.
alright,
You
go.
got 2 minutes.
I'm
We'll do our
going.
hat thing. We'll do our hat thing. Okay. Okay. All right. Centurion hat is goodbye. New hat is hot dog hat.
Hat dog.
Hat dog.
Hat
is dog.
Best dog.
All right, let's go.
And getting this hat to sit over my headphones is going to be an exciting adventure. I'll just go back to the game camera while I do this, shall I? You guys, it's going to be such a close game now. You both just died at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is quite an upset.
Hat
How
dog.
did you die, Bugs?
I killed a wolf and I was harvesting it, and I guess it got really cold.
Oh my gosh, I can't get it over my headphones. We gotta switch to Mark of the Ninja in a minute here, guys. What do you want to do? You want to rock, paper, scissors for it?
I'm
Why don't
just.
we let the community decide?
Yeah.
The community? Okay. All right.
just sprinting for
Maybe Hannah can like do some kind of a poll. You know, we'll do a poll now to see who won. Everybody cast a
Straw
vote,
poll or something like that.
like in the
Do
chat,
I-
maybe.
Do I get extra points for trying to steal this deer from a wolf?
What if people put
Oh.
a 1 for me and a 2 for
They could just type your names.
that too?
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, guys. In the next minute, we'll have a vote to see who won, and we'll just go with that. Hannah can count up who won the total. So, yes. What the hell is Team H? The other person's name starts with H. Oh, Hinterland. I got it. Me and my hot dog hat.
Team hot dog.
Not just a hat rack, you know. I can figure things out.
That
just,
is the best hat.
Not just a hot dog hat. It's very off balance. I mean, the front is. Well, I
You
won't.
I think I'm gonna
There-
get attacked by a wolf.
There's no way I'm gonna be able to talk about this hat without. I'll just stop the sentence. Okay, got votes coming in. Votes coming in. Hinterland Hannah, if you're still there, if you don't mind counting these up, we're gonna have to call it in just a second here, when everybody's done. Wow, we need a new hat goal, Steve. What's the next? Do you think Hannah can count them up for us,
I
Raphael?
just asked her to, yeah.
Great, thank you, thank you. I gotta get the next game on deck here. What's our next hat value, Steve? Yeah. 2250. That's what we got. Sorry, it changes when I type numbers. All right, guys. We'll call the poll closed now. Doors are closed. Gonna have to do a quick count here. Excuse us if we go a little over into the next hour, but we got to know who wins because it's important. It's important to our chalkboard here.
We want to know if we get to 5 and 5.
Yeah,
or
we need to know if the
6
devs
and 4.
are going to pull it from behind here. We need to know if the devs are going to redeem themselves because I don't know. Streamers, I feel like they play games more than we do, so we'll see. It's anybody's game right now.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Yep.
Oh no, not another one.
Okay. K-Pulv with your straw poll. Okay. Do you want us to vote in the straw poll? Then we can have an actual answer that's like, what do you think? Somebody posted a link to an actual poll. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. I'm sorry, guys. Vote in the
Let's
straw
go.
poll. Vote in the straw poll that Kyle posted there in the chat. Thank you, Kyle, for setting this up. Let's do that because that'll be easier. Then we don't miss any votes. Raph is winning the straw poll. Okay. All right. Straw poll says Raph won.
Oh, Bugs.
Aw.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Thanks for playing, man.
It's a
This
close
was awesome.
game.
It was.
Thank you for doing
really
this, guys.
close. Yeah.
That's
Thank you
great.
for having me.
I
We
think
should do this again.
we
Yeah.
should do this again.
Yeah,
I would. I would love to do one of these every 6 months, so you guys just let me know.
I'm always
Or maybe
available.
Bugs and I will just play on our
Oh
own.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, you guys should do that. You don't need
Yeah.
me. Cool. Where's my chalk? I need to mark one for the devs. Great.
Oh, man.
All right. Next hat has been set at 2250, and it's
All right,
tied.
well, thanks for everyone in the chat, and thanks for everyone who donated.
Yes,
and,
thank you. I think we
thanks for showing
started.
up.
I think we started at 1780. So however much money that is. That
All
is
right,
your-
we'll match it. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
match it.
Thank you. Thank you, Raphael. Take care, guys.
Thank you. All right, take care.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Let's see. Where's my Skype window? Trying to hang up.